Hello. Let's continue with our visit to Maestro Arturo Azenzer, or Arte Azenzer. Harry, musical director Arthur Azenzer. Promises, musical director Arthur Azenzer. Liza Minnelli, live at the Winter Garden. Musical director Arthur Azenzer. As a writer and arranger, musical director for Liberace, for Andy Williams, for Joel Gray, Nancy Ames, Juliet Prowse, and Tito Rodriguez, plus others. Arte Azenzer. But before we go on, let's remember his parents that came from Argentina to the United States, to the Bronx, and he went on to Broadway. Let's remember his loving wife.
Yeah, she was the love of my life. Karen was the greatest 30 years of my life. She was, like the old song says, she was the wind beneath my wings. She really was. She was a wonderful, caring, and a good tennis player. So good that she beat me, and I thought I was pretty good, those days. But what can I say? My daughter loved her. Michelle loved her. Everybody, all her friends were crazy about her. And unfortunately, about a little over 3 years ago, 3 years ago, in about almost 4 months, all of a sudden, something happened, and she was having difficulty breathing. She couldn't breathe. And we called 911, sent her to the hospital, uh, and she passed away. Within an hour and a half, she was gone. All indications. I refused for them to do an autopsy. So all the indications from medical friends that I know, that I have, it seems that she had a blood clot, and that was it. She was in good shape. She she loved music, and that's music and the tennis is what brought us together. It was the best part of my life.
How did you meet Karen?
Oh, well, it's I'll try to make it as short as I possibly can. Uh, her I was living in Las Vegas, and one of my friends was a former trumpet player by the name of Frank Lopinto, who was one of the Tito Puente's trumpet players, who I befriended, and he lived a few blocks away from me. And he calls me up one day. He says, "Artie, listen, my little niece from New Jersey is here, and she likes to play tennis. So I thought, you would take her out and play tennis." And I said, "Frank, leave me alone. I don't play with little nieces. It's I mean, I have my own game. She says, "Oh, but Artie, come on, she's driving me nuts." I says, "I can't," and I hang up on her. Then calls me the next day. Says, "Artie, listen, she's driving me crazy. She wants to play tennis, and my little niece, you got to do something for me." He says, "Frank, leave me alone. Leave me alone. I don't want to do it. I don't play with little nieces. Get away." So I hang up on him. Then he calls me up a third day and he says, "Artie, she's really driving me crazy. I'm willing to pay you to play with her." I said, "Frank." I said, "Artie, please, as a favor to me, we've known each other a long time. You got to play with my little niece. You got to take her." I said, "All right, okay, I'll be over." So I go over there, which was about a 5-minute drive to his house, and I'm talking in the kitchen to his wife, Aunt Mimi, and all of a sudden, this gorgeous thing comes in wearing a beautiful tennis outfit with a tennis racket and great legs. And I became a bumbling idiot. I, I said, blah, 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 blah. And, well, to make a long story short, I said, all right, let's go play. So I figured I'd give her a break. I'll take it easy on her. She beat me. She really beat me. And she was, and we hooked up, and she was there for the remaining, the rest of the 2 weeks that she was there. Then she went back to New Jersey, and we were on the phone every night. She would get up around 5 o'clock in New Jersey to play her tennis, and I was coming home at 2 o'clock from the show that I was doing. I was doing a show called Nudes on Ice,
No.
which is kind of it wasn't what it implies, but it was a nice show in Las Vegas, and then for some reason she decided to move to Las Vegas, and we hooked it up, and that was it. We had 30 years plus, and I would never. Oh, oh my God, the memories are just. What can I say? I was just crazy about her.
Oh, Artie, what a beautiful story. And when I heard this melody played by you, I started to cry. You can hear me sobbing in the background.
My
Michelle.
daughter Michelle, well as you know, she directed just recently an episode of Call Me Cat. Cat is
Oh,
the
yes.
name of the leading
Yes.
uh, uh, gal in the show, and she's got a great reputation, and she's been in. She worked her way up from being a gopher. She be from it being a gopher when she graduated Northridge University. And I asked a friend of mine who was doing a show called Entertainment Tonight, and I said, I was wondering if you can mention her name. She majored in radio and television communications. So she says, I'll see what I can do. And she got a phone call, and she became a gopher. What is a gopher? She answers phones, and she
And you go for
she
coffee.
picked, yeah, and she gets coffees for
Hmm.
people. And it took quite a few years, and she worked her way up. Let me put it this way: she directed the show last week, taped it, and but she's actually the assistant director to the show on a permanent basis as long as it runs.
He's a set
Oh, her
designer.
husband Ryan. Oh, I love that guy. I love him. First of all, he keeps her laughing all the time. He's a funny guy. He's a smart guy. He's a wonderful guy, and he's on the show. He's a set designer. This guy, that's it. I mean, he just keeps her laughing all the time. I must say that Michelle takes after her mother. She's great looking. She's got her mother's brains, her mother's looks. Now, there's also Philip, my son.
Yes.
My son is a colorist in the industry, and he's pretty good at it. As a matter of fact, a few years ago, he got they had an award for colors, I guess, and he got the #1 award. You know, we got to work with computers, enhancing the coloring in
Motion pictures and
film and
television, yes.
TV, television,
Yes.
film. I hope you don't mind, but I would like to mention someone that I worked with that we've been to. You know, we've known each other since I was 15 years old. About Hal Linden.
Oh, yes, he's a very
Actually,
well-known
until I
performer.
retired, he was. I retired after working for him, conducting for him, and it was. I loved it because Hal and I go back so many years. He was actually a saxophone player, you know, in the big bands, in the big band era, who loved to sing and he loved to act, and he became an actor. He got the Tony Award for Best Actor of the Year in The Rothschilds, and then of
Yes,
course Barney
yes,
Miller. That put him
yes,
on the map.
yes.
And for quite a few years, we traveled with his, and he played with his act, of which he played beautiful clarinet. He was a wonderful clarinetist, and that was so. I like to think that I retired on a high note.
I like that very much. Is he still around, Hal?
Oh yeah, yeah. As a matter of fact, I don't think he's performing musically any longer, but I know from his agent that he's doing a lot of acting.
Arturo, gracias.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. And I do my music right in here. So, for example, let's see. Let me pick out a good tune. Oh, I know what. How about you like?
Whatever you wish.
Okay.
Look at all those tunes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness
Okay,
gracious.
here's one. This is an old 1940 called "The Coffee Song." It's got a little bit of a Latin flavor to
Okay.
it.
Okay.
It'll come on.
You have the sheet music there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
No, that's a score.
That's the score. I'm sorry, I don't know much about this.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Ah, there it is. Okay, so let's say I wanna hear it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I already wrote it. It's all finished with a big orchestra. And it's gonna do something. Can you hear it?
Yes. Yes. Make it a little louder, please, can you?
It's as loud as it goes.
It plays the whole score?
With the instruments.
Artie, you wrote all this? For each instrument?
Yep.
On this?
Uh-huh.
So if an orchestra picks this up, everyone knows what to do, how to play it. What parts to play.
Yeah, well, I have to extract the parts.
How long did it take you to do this?
Well, I mean, the arrangement?
The whole thing, yeah.
Oh, it took a few hours.
Hours?
Yeah, but I've been doing this for about 30 years now. The saxophones and trombones.
It's amazing. Ahí está lo latino.
Yeah, but
Poinciana.
now it's swing.
Swing. It is swing.
Yeah, it's like a mixture of Latin and
Artie, do you hear it in your head first? You
Well-
think this is what you
well, I
want.
know what I want to do, but then I have to extend it with the harmonies, you know, that kind of stuff.
Do you work on this every day?
Just about.
Day and night,
Yeah,
anytime?
especially when it's overcast and it's raining.
Do you have this prepared for any show? Is there any reason for to have this done?
I do this now that I'm retired. I sit down and I write because we have a few rehearsal bands, big bands. So I write it out and pass it out to the guys because they love to play, all retired guys.
Where you live? In different places?
Yeah, we have a bunch of places. You know, it's a little scarce now because luckily the pandemic is starting to cease. So they're starting to get together again. Yeah, and they love to play these things.
Of course. So from this you print all this out
Yeah,
for
sure.
each? That's okay. So you have all this at your hand.
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll save it. And then, for example, I'll show what a part looks like. This is a saxophone part. It's already, when it comes out, that's the part. That's the alto, that's the one saxophone player.
This is the coffee song?
Yeah, it's called, yeah, this was written in 1946 by Bob Hilliard and Dick Miles. It was basically a novelty song, and Sinatra recorded it. It's called the Coffee Song.
My God, pure nostalgia. How did you get your hands on it? You had
Oh, I've
your
heard this-
archives from
Oh,
way back?
I heard this song a long time ago. Oh,
This program that you use, Artie,
yeah.
you specialize? I mean, this is a special program for musicians
It's
that you
called,
purchased.
it's called, well, I purchased it over 40 years ago, 35 years ago. It's called Finale.
It's called what?
Finale.
Finale.
Yeah.
Adapted then to the computer.
Yeah, and then I wrote this thing, which is, it's like a rendition of Count Basie. I'll show you.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, my.
I know you've heard the song before.
Yes. They're all classics.
Sweet
Yes.
Georgia Brown.
Sweet Georgia Brown. It's also swing, right?
Yeah.
I know you've done a lot of.
Now I'm going to show you something. This is a song I wrote. I'll play it for you. It's called "Let Me Out of Here." No. And I wrote it in 1964.
You wrote it.
Yeah, it's my composition. And it was recorded. Tito Rodriguez. We recorded with the Tito Rodriguez band.
He recorded it
Oh yeah.
with Spanish lyrics.
Nope. It was
No lyrics.
Instrumental.
Instrumental
Yeah.
on his TH label.
Yeah. Where the hell is it? Ah, here it is. Let Me Out of Here. But I rewrote it for this rehearsal band, this big band.
Yes.
It's the same thing but I wrote it in a swing style, which is the same thing as the Latin version. And this is the tune. It came out pretty good too. Let's see. Okay, you ready?
Yeah. So catchy. I think I heard this.
No,
Yes.
It's my old composition.
Oh my God. And it's recorded? It's an LP form?
Well, it's the original.
CD?
The original is recorded. Tito wanted a jazz version, a jazz Latin version of it. So
What kind of a person was Tito Rodriguez?
Tito Rodriguez. Oh, well, we became extreme good friends. As a matter of fact, there was a couple of times when he got sick. He had a cold or something, and I had to front the band. I mean, can you imagine Azenzer fronting the Tito Rodriguez band?
No.
And when we did recordings, I did a lot of the arranging, and when he did, we did a lot of work together in the recording field, and we socialized. That's how I got involved in golf. Right now, I don't play tennis anymore, so I do play golf, and Tito, unfortunately, died of leukemia. And I remember when we were doing a lot of recordings in New York, I could see that there was something wrong. Something, his complexion became ashen.
Oh.
ASHEN, ashen.
Yes.
And I said, something is not right. And then I
He
got
died
a call
young.
but we were extremely close. After I got out of the army, I went. Of course, I went back. He called me back into the band, which I did. But after a while, I was going to school, and so I just did mostly recording and conducting the recordings, and we were very, very close.
Would you play something for me on the piano?
Sure.
And now here is my brother, Nel Miros, singing Inolvidable, composed by Julio Gutierrez, with an arrangement by Arte Azenzer and Tito Rodriguez, from the film La Vendedora de Amor.
En la vida hay amores que nunca pueden olvidarse. Imborrable momentos que siempre guarda el corazón. Porque aquellos que un día nos hizo temblar de alegría, es mentira que hoy pueda olvidarse con un nuevo amor. He besado otras bocas buscando nuevas ansiedades y otros brazos extraños me estrechan llenos de dolor. aquellos que un día nos hizo temblar de alegría, inolvidablemente vivirán en mí. Porque aquellos que un día nos hizo temblar de alegría, inolvidablemente vivirá en mí.
Thank you, dear brother Nel Miros. Thank you, Artie. Thank you all.